Yo,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Back at it.
Back at it.
What's good, guys? What's going on? Hope you have enjoyed the content and learning because we have. Hope you're being informed because it's more informing to go.
So as y'all see, so I don't know if this is like they're talking about it or they're really pushing it. I saw something today popped up talking about the impeachment that they wanted to impeach Joe Biden. So
Finally.
they're saying impeachment is in fully order. So let's see what the order is that they're impeaching. Like, is this official paperwork or is this them come together to talk about it? So we're gonna see.
About darn time.
What number are you up to now? How much have you identified of the money he's taken in from foreign nationals?
We have more bank records coming in, but we're going to exceed 10 million this week, and I think we'll get up between 20 and 30 million.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Well, that was House Oversight Committee Chairman Congressman James Comer with me on Mornings with Maria this week on Fox Business on Thursday with his expectations of identifying up to $30 million so far, the money that was taken in by Joe Biden and his family in this alleged decades-long influence peddling scheme we've been talking about. Comer also revealing details from the FBI document alleging a specific bribe by Ukraine, the Burisma executive who claims to have paid both President Biden and his son Hunter $5 million apiece, reportedly made 17 audio recordings of his conversations, two of those recordings with President Biden and two others with Hunter Biden, negotiating the terms of their deal and accepting the money. On Thursday, President Biden was asked why Hunter's business deals refer to him as the big guy.
Why did the Ukraine FBI informant file refer you as the big guy? Why is that term really applied? Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. That's a dumb question.
It's not dumb.
All of this among the reasons some House Republicans have talked about drawing up articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden. Joining me right now with more on all of this and this investigation are Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene and Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs, both members of the House Oversight Committee. Thanks very much for being here. Marjorie Taylor Greene, let me kick things off with you and ask you to tell us where this investigation stands. I know you're waiting for more bank records. What can you tell us?
Well, we subpoenaed more bank records last Friday, and while we're waiting for those, we're expecting to see tens of millions of dollars exposed that went to the Biden family. But the shocking part is, Maria, that we have the FBI director, Christopher Wray, that refused to hand over an unclassified form, the 1023, to our oversight committee that Andy Biggs and I both sit on under Chairman Comer. The other shocking part is that not only did he force us to read this unclassified form in a skiff, he redacted not only names, which is actually more understandable, but he redacted the most important part of information on there is that there was 17 audio recordings, 15 of Hunter, 2 of Joe Biden himself, about Joe Biden taking a $5 million bribe. How dare Christopher Wray have the audacity to hide this information for his boss, Joe Biden? This is purely protecting crimes. He's hiding crimes the president of the United States committed when he was vice president, and that's where we stand right now.
Wow. Well, that's nothing new. They've been stonewalling all of you from day one. What are you going to do about it?
Maria, I personally believe we have to hold him accountable. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, thanks, Marjorie. And I would tell you that the first step where we can hold these guys accountable is the Holman Rule. And that's where I think we go first. And that's where we can actually reorganize aspects of the FBI and people like Christopher Wray get held accountable that way. But, Maria, and Marjorie's really done a good job summarizing this, but there's also additional 1023s that we know of that Christopher Wray has been dragging his feet on those as well. And we're not sure exactly how much more information we're going to have and how much more this is going to tie in with Joe Biden. But again, Christopher Wray is taking 1023s. And don't forget, just 2.5 weeks ago, he said there wasn't any 1023s. And then when we finally pushed him on it, he said, okay, here you go. And then he redacts this important information.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that the oligarch also indicated that he has additional communications besides these tapes with the Biden family. So it's pretty extensive. We think it's leading right into Joe Biden. And that means that we should be, and because what Marjorie said, I believe this is the biggest political scandal in the history of the country. You've
Yes.
got a vice president conducting illegal activity, and then you have the DOJ protecting him.
Yes.
Well, of course, it is the biggest political scandal any of us have ever seen. So that's why I want to get back to these tapes for a moment, because you know, you just said that there are 15 recordings of Hunter Biden and 2 of Joe Biden. Andy Biggs, look, obviously we need evidence. We've been talking about this for a long time. So far, the evidence has been bank records. Where are these tapes?
Well, we don't know. The oligarch kept the tapes for his own protection. The reason he did, and he said it in his 1023 statements that he was giving, he said, I'm doing this so that it'll take 10 years to link me to Joe Biden, and he's doing it for his own protection. Wow. And don't forget that he also said he felt coerced. So he's got the evidence. He's just been loath and been afraid to disclose those to us because I'm just telling you, there's some really bad guys, not just in the U.S., but in other areas of in the world that would like to get their hands on these tapes, and the oligarch himself probably.
Well, hold on. Marjorie, if this is all true, why hasn't Joe Biden been impeached?
Right.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Maria, that's where I'm at. I think impeachment is fully in order. The American people agree with impeachment. Every single poll I see over half the country believes Joe Biden has committed crimes while he's held office. Impeachment is our tool to fire people that are corrupt, that are criminals, and that are doing things wrong while they hold public office. I'm all for impeachment. I don't know why our conference hasn't moved there yet, because the American people are. And as far as
Exactly. So finally, they're in the place where they're really getting these papers and they're ready to rock and roll. Come on.
As evidence, we have evidence. We have bank records, tons of them, that show the Biden family, Hunter, all kinds of family members, even grandchildren, being paid millions and millions of dollars from all these foreign countries that we know they have no business to prove that they're producing a product or a service to be making all this money. Hunter Biden is a crackhead. His evidence that we have on him showing all of his prostitutes coming from Ukraine, coming from Russia, this shows that this man was only purely profiting by his father's powerful positions. Joe Biden absolutely should be impeached, but I got to tell you, Maria, so should Christopher Wray. Christopher Wray is no dummy. He has quite a law career. He comes from a very respected firm, King and Spalding, here in Georgia. This is a man that knows exactly what he's doing, and he's using the power of the FBI director's position to protect and hide the crimes from the American people. These are unclassified forms. Everyone should be outraged. I'm demanding impeachment. I'm with the American people, and it doesn't bother me that the conference is not there yet. I think it's the right thing to do.
Let's go.
Well, what's the process on impeachment? How does that start, Andy?
Right. Good question.
Well, we need to get a resolution to the floor, and I believe I'm where Marjorie is. Joe Biden should be impeached. First thing we would do is we should take a preferred motion to the floor, so it'd get priority, and then it goes to the House Judiciary Committee. We do our inquiry, and then we make a recommendation to the entire body. That should be going on forthwith. Unfortunately, I recognize what Marjorie does, that there's a significant number in our conference that aren't there yet. I'm not sure what's going to take to get them there. But impeachment is basically to remove somebody from office who's committed, who you cannot wait for the next election. And I don't know how we can wait for another 18, 19 months with Joe Biden in there when we know he's corrupt, and we don't know how compromised he is with places like China. We don't know if we're in Ukraine because he had some debts and obligations that he had to repay. All of these things come to bear on whether you...
Could you imagine? No, I can imagine, because that's what I'm sure happened. That's why we all deal with this Ukraine stuff, because he owes money. So this is so damn selfish. I'm sorry, excuse my French, that a person can pocket the bread, work these deals, but then now I need the world to go fight my selfishness.
At the cost and the risk of the American people.
So selfish.
Of your people. Yeah.
That's so
People
selfish.
you're supposed to be in there fighting for.
You impeach somebody, and I think Joe Biden has impaired our safety and our
Yes.
security and our prosperity as the
Yes.
President of the United States.
Wow, this is just incredible and stunning. We will keep a spotlight on it. We so appreciate both of your time. Thank you, Congressman Andy Biggs, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Great work. We appreciate it. Both members of the House Oversight Committee.
Let's go. Oversight Committee, come through. That's why they have checks and balances. Exactly. And she was like, I'm ready. Come on. Let's go ahead and get these papers drawed up. Give me some papers. Hold up. Give me some papers. Let's get these.
What's that? The Constitution that you going
Yeah.
crazy over that one?
Let's get these papers drawed up. Finally.
You think they're gonna do it? Like,
Well,
what is
yeah,
it?
they're going to try, but the question is it going to go? Because
stick?
it just can't be the Republicans that are signing off on it. Democrats have to also comply. They all
And-
have to be in agreement, and that is the problem.
And that would be, you talking about impossible.
That's what they said. I mean, you mean to tell me there's not, but there are some Democrats that are waking up and smelling the coffee, but I don't understand why they all not.
How many have to agree? I wonder.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't understand why they all not. If you can't if you can't see plain as day, it don't. How are these people seeing it this way? These Republican congressmen, the Oversight Committee, how are they seeing it for what it is? But yet you have these people over here on the left with the same roles are having a blind eye.
Pride.
How can you not see
Pride.
what they see?
Pride.
And you're doing the same work
Pride.
when you have the same role.
Pride.
Just a different party. So that's corrupt. But that's what Kerry said. She was like, his whole party corrupt, illegitimate, is what she called it. I mean, it makes no sense. I'm glad finally I was one. And you mean to tell me out of all of this, nobody's going to get the paperwork done, put in place?
Yeah.
They're like, forget this crap. He said $30 million.
That's a lot. And she was going to keep digging and finding more. So it's more than $30 million.
This is a shame.
Same thing happened with Obama. You get in office, you only got this kind of income. You leave with this kind of income. Not related to your president's salary. Where you get his money? Because you got all these connections. Now you can get the real money.
And see, the difference with Trump is he don't need their bread. He already had it before he came in. And many people talked about some of his dealings and, how many times he may have filed for bankruptcy or whatever and all that. But he's still a businessman. He wasn't a politician before he came in. So his perspective was completely different. And then he still rose up. Please, it would have been nothing like this.
No.
But I mean, to me, that's just frustrating and makes you angry because just on a humanistic perspective, being a human being, Biden he doesn't care about anybody but himself and his family to even put a person at risk, to put us at risk, not even consider how a citizen would feel who pays taxes, who pays into the system, who does, who serves, who works, who has entrepreneurship, all that good old stuff. I ain't about to go down on a soapbox, but I'm just saying.
All right.
Yeah.
Like, comment,
Cat on
subscribe.
my leg.
Don't take a nosedive, but comment down in the section below.
If you want some more.
We'll see you on the next one, man.
Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.